okay. Temple Pass. Oh,
temple when it's supposed to be constructed.
Pre
So
Rup
you have an
Temple.
idea photo of this before we
Okay.
entering and explore the building itself. And now I did it to show mission passes once again. Fascinating.
What's it say here? Sam, it's no. Oh, 360 camera view cam not allowed.
360 cameras now.
So
This one.
you better switch this off, yeah.
That's what I meant here.
Yeah. 360, 180 camera.
It's just like Angkor Wat or another thing like the picture. And outside the important corridor is always surrounded by the wood. But unfortunately, this temple, the important one is
Oh my god, look at the steps. It's gonna be hard to walk up. Far out. Oh my god. Oh wow. Oh, this is dangerous. Oh my god. No access. Watch your step. Fuck. Oh my god. Oh shit. Just take a look at the edge. Risk of falling. I ain't going here. Oh, because I It's amazing.
In order to keep water to supply for agriculture, and also its religious purpose as well. This is again part of the Indian influence. So this is just like the artificial holy river called Ganges. So it is all the different managed to base the ownership of this water reservoir. So the sites used to be there was no seawall, no SLI. There would be like thousands of labor was actually took to build this water reservoir.
Where did the water come from? Was it a river or from the way?
The way they also dedicated that because the region is like along the water managed to dedicate the section. For years that this water reservoir was developed. So it was completely dried up for 100 years until it was kind of like overgrown by those vegetation. Okay? So but recently when archaeologists have learned that this is supposed to be a water reservoir, and the temple itself is apparently emerged like architectures. So the archaeologists decided to irrigate the water back to it was about 10 years ago. But when they decided to irrigate the water back to this reservoir, it started to kill all those vegetation. So the other tree was actually looked like a mango plant that was actually growing over the year after the place dries up. So thousands of years that the temple, the city was here, and eventually people was decided to migrate from these different places.
course, as I mentioned that what really interesting about the place is it happens to be one of the Angkorian architecture, which is built right in the middle of the huge water basin. This great Angkor civilization can manage to build such a lot of temple like this, while it believed that they demanded to use a lot of people. At the same time, they got to use a lot of food in order to supply to the labor. So water is the key for this livelihood. Then part of this reservoir is believed among scholars that basically it used to store the water and supply for agricultural purpose. And on the other hand, according to belief, this is kind of using as the artificial Ganges River so that the Angkor can manage to base themselves over here to purify themselves. But according to the record, King Jayavarman VII, one of the Buddhist king, he built this temple purposely to be used as one of the Angkor meditation center. So architecturally, how could they manage to do those medication treatment in a temple like this? Because according to the belief of those people is every single life are all stemming from the combination of the four different elements. If any change that somebody become like unhealthy or getting sick, its main water tank and the outer water tank is always running through by different empty towers. And inside those empty tower, it has designed those different form of the animal gargling, animal heads. See, each of those animal head is designed after symbolizing to each of those elements. So those medical treatment or religious treatment is based on to those zodiac system. The priest can have and figure out which element that your body's need. You have to calculate your birthday, the day you get sick, and then you can manage to figure out which element your body's need. And then you would be appointed by those priests to go to the right direction to back up those spiritual elements to keep it balanced in your body. So from here, artistically from the north, I'm talking about here, right inside that any tower, it's supposed to design with the animal heads, which is an elephant. So
Oh,
riches the animal head or the elephant head is serving as the symbolizing to the water elements. So the water normally is coming through those animals' mouth as a water spout. So in the part this after water tank is supposed it's not supposed to fill with the water. So when I grown up as a kid, this is where practically the original people always come to do.
15 minutes. Oh, when you walk, it's beautiful. Can't walk around there. Should put the other side. Walk around there. It's huge, actually. It's really huge. Siem. Oh. They're nothing. Oh, it's hot. Oh, you can't walk there either. No, what a shame.
Converted from one belief to another belief. And subject to that religious conversion, there was a lot of damages to the temple, like those three we did this morning. It's all starting in belief and eventually convert to be another belief. The decoration of the religious images has been defaced and modified to new images. But it's a lot of damage to those monuments. But this one, it happens to be the only temple that never ever been converted.
Oh,
So it still remains as the way it is. Of course, when it was again rediscovered by the French geographer Henri Marchal, accidentally, the whole thing was completely collapsed and it was buried under the ground. It's like the big earth embankments. So that is the architectural layout of the temple itself, the temple there. But even those, the architectural scale of this monument, it looks so small compared to another Hindu architecture. But what really interesting to see these places, those incredible elaboration. Here are the doorways, at the distance from you. Those incredible elaboration, just like a tapestry from a distance. It's so nicely elaborated.
oh, interesting.
Interesting to see these places, those incredible elaboration. Here are the doorways, at the distance from you.
See like now, I didn't read it.
This is Mount
Yeah, I didn't read it. The one you can bring, I didn't
Can
bring
you
it.
identify that character in the middle, riding on the Aravana? That is Aravana. The three elephant heads. You can actually possible to
Oh,
identify who was the one who riding on the Aravana. Can you tell? Come on.
Indra?
Yeah, Lord Indra. But even Hindi got all impossible to recognize. Riding on different sort of transportation. Vishnu and Garita, Shiva and Nandi, Shiva Brahma and Swan. Indra is on the Aravana. While Ganesh is on the rat.
Yes.
That's a solid mode. You're a big guy in a small animal.
Yeah, you can see it's well preserved, isn't it? It's really.
Anyway, as I mentioned, the hours, they all classify four temple are the most impressive. Of course, those three we do tomorrow are the three. But this one is also one of the high highlights. Those including Angkor Wat, the Jungle Temple, the Smiling Buddha faces, and this one is known as the nickname as the Pink Temple because architecturally this happens to be an only temple which is built from this kind of unique pink sandstone. Naturally, the stone color isn't a pink color. That's why it's become very unique. As I said, that the archaeologists until today rediscovered up to almost 5,000 temples over the whole country. Guess what? This one happens to be the only Angkorian architecture that built from this kind of unique pink sandstone. Because according to the inscription, This one's supposed to be constructed at the same period to the last temple we did this morning. We call Pre Rup. There was the same king, Rajendravarman, who built his temple purposely as one of the dedication to Lord Shiva. So specifically, it was constructed in the year 967. And according to the inscription, the real name of the place used to be called as Iswarapura in Sanskrit. And the word called Iswarapura literally is meant a city for royal priests. That was the name of the place originally. But eventually, people just giving a modern name to the place before the inscription has been found. So originally, this temple has been known officially until today as Banteay Srei. Banteay, it was just a modern name. Banteay literally means a fortress or a city. Because in our language, any structure that looks like a castle and is run by the defense wall and water, we always call as Banteay. It's just like a castle in Western way to call it. So this structure was actually built as a Hindu. It's based on the same religious concept. So the main architecture is still enclosed by the wall and the water like a castle. That's what the word Banteay standing for. And the word Srei, it believed to derive from actual Sanskrit word called Srei, which means prosperity. So Banteay Srei literally meant a citadel or fortress of prosperity. It was the name of the place itself. And come over here, look close on the door frame. Ladies and gentlemen can actually see those original evidence that get us to learn exactly when a temple is supposed to be constructed by whom, and dedicated to whom.
Oh.
So this is all the reference in the ancient writing in Sanskrit.
Oh wow, look at that.
I
Yeah.
did saying about the specific Jivan was constructed that 1,000 years ago. I was not yet emerged. But this is the only reference that we can prove. It's been translated by the scholar. It's telling that this is a Kanyan Hindu temple built under the reign of the King Rajendravarman as the dedication to Lord Shiva. It's all been translated by the scholar. But to be honest, I'm not that qualified to translate those for you. Don't punish me to read those. And
This is
provide-
the original?
This is the original.
Hindu?
It was a Hindu.
And it's flat.
This is different theory that why the reason why this Hindu architecture looks so flat. One of the theories said that plain sandstone that used to be this temple was very rare.
Oh,
So then
yeah.
architecturally the structure cannot build even taller or bigger. So we found out among those thousands of temples, this happens to be the only Hindu architecture built this tiny and so flat like this.
No X. Maybe I wish I had times like this, wish I had an iPhone.
Those amazing details.
Wow, look at it.
You can possibly say one of the important. They actually requested me to selfie photo with you. No, they might not. Be happy to They're local from another part of the country. Yes, they expect to have a photo with foreigner. This is why. Yeah, they did. I know that image on the second pediment, and this is artistically. It is detailed with one of the important Hindu characters. So this is one of the Hindu goddess of wealth and property. Yes, this is where she is. Because right below her, there is a mystical creature called Garuda, which is a transportation for Lord Shiva. What would the god riding on his pony riding the same thing? So identifically, must be Lakshmi, goddess of wealth. So this is actually supposed to be the construction to Lord Shiva, but the decoration you will see a lot more Hindu character like Krishna or Vishnu. But it's also built honoring to another main Hindu god as well.
The detail is extraordinary.
This is what I mentioned about. This is actually recognized by the archaeologists as one of the high-level to visit because of the detail.
Yeah.
The architectural scale of it is so small, but the detail is
The way it's survived all these years, these
You know
centuries.
what? The structure still remaining standing. So they were constructed until today, more than 1,000 years old. We don't believe that those details would last like this. They might run away by the acid rain from the air pollution. But luckily, when the place was rediscovered again by the French, actually, the whole thing was completely buried in the ground. So when it was all buried, the engraving was kind of very well protected. Of course, this is the first one that was found by the French and restored by the French. And a lot of things has been removed from here as well, like over here. The pedestal is still here, but there's a little bit of like greens and dark yellow. And for years that this structure was remain completely buried in the ground. Of course, the stone color has got to be affected a little bit. I just want to oxidize it a little bit. So look at here. This is not a single detail that you see again focus on Gainas for his meditation with Parvati. And then he some time the music offering would be happening, but not as kind of some people form around. But the offering can be in the ground. As the food, in the form of food, or tobacco, cigarette, the offering can be in the form or the face, So this is an entrance about the doorway. So running on the arrow right now to try to release those celestial rain too much. It's about to cross the flood, and then Rama was asked the form of Vishnu incarnation and tried shooting the arrow to stop the raindrop. The wavy line above that is the celestial rain they released by Indra. So the vertical narrow strip below the wavy line, that is a thousand meter arrow they released by the god who stands in Chirian. They have to swallow all the rain to stop the flooding. This is part of the anyway, this is all about it. This temple is small, but as I said, incredibly detailed and beautiful. But because the heat is a bit too hot for you guys to really spend more time to enjoy, this is what you can have.